Hey, I'm Matt Hudgens and he's Dave Mulvaney and this is Profitability MD. Dave, how you doing today, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you today?
Life is good. We're kind of in the middle of summer here, or early summer, and it's been beautiful. It's about to get hot, but it's been beautiful this week. So I'm really kind of pleasantly surprised.
Has been a very nice week. One of the nicer weeks in a while. It was in the 70s most of the time this week. So been great. Been great.
That's kind of nice. Well, we got a lot of response last week from the PPP loan, questions about the frequently asked questions about the PPP loan. We had Philip Flint on the CPA on there. So check that out if you haven't already checked it out. We got a lot of good feedback on that. This week, I want to talk about episode 78, 5 ways to grow your business coming out of the shutdown. 5 ways to grow your business coming out of the shutdown. And I thought we'd just use like an example. This is what you and I would do in our mastermind group on helping a business coming out of the shutdown. I'm going to use roofer just as one of the guides. I've worked with some roofers in the past, but these strategies and tactics will work for any type of business. I'm just going to reference it as a roofer, but we'll go into other side tangents or something.
Yeah, and the good thing with roofer is that roofing is extremely competitive. So I know if you're an electrical contractor, plumber, landscaper, it doesn't matter. Everything is extremely competitive, but roofing, the margins are very small. Got to do a lot of roofs to make a lot of money. So that's what we're going to talk about is how to position yourself to be profitable in your roofing business. Like we always do, everything is positioned on how to use your business as a tool to build wealth. So well, let's go at it.
Yeah, let's dive in. So I'll give a quick outline of what we would do. This is what we go through in our mastermind group. We talk about a market dominating position. So an outline would be, we need a good market dominating position. Who's your target market and how are you different, right? We'll come back to these. I'm just outlining them. Then we got our 5-step profit formula, more leads. So how would you get more leads? We're going to talk about some marketing and advertising using your market dominating position. We're talking about joint ventures. That would be like a second strategy. Number 2 would be more conversions. 2 strategies in there, downsell strategy and a drip campaign. Profit formula number 3 is more transactions. So this is kind of upsell and cross sell. We'd use that. Profit formula number 4 is higher pricing. And really what we talk about here is bundling, where we group extra services, extra value. So it makes it, you're offering more than just price. When you give them on price, that's all they shop on. The last thing would be more profit, a staff compensation strategy, maybe an internship strategy, something like that. But just to kind of give you an outline. So let's go back to like a market dominating position for roofers. So I'm talking more in this example, like residential roofers, right? So who do we think, Dave, the target market, a residential roofer, right?
Well, first of all, if you're a residential roofer, and I know Atlanta's not probably the city because over the past 5 years, Atlanta's had a lot of hailstorms and roofers are having trouble because a lot of roofs in Atlanta in the past 5 years have been replaced during those hailstorms by insurance companies. So a lot of people have new roof. So if you're a roofer in Atlanta, this message is for you. You want to start looking at perhaps if I were in the roofing business, I would be targeting neighborhoods that are in that 20 to 25-year-old age. I would start there because you need something unique, right? I mean, and you don't get to the unique part until you know who your target market is. And so you got to start with the target market. Target market is somebody who needs a new roof in the next, like, however many years, right? So
that's exactly right. I agree with you. So it's like the 3 thing, homeowners with, damage by storm, hail, wind, and tornadoes. You already mentioned that. Exactly right. You talked about number 2, homeowners with outdated roofs. So you could even work neighborhoods that are houses that are 20 years old or older, yep. Right? And then maybe then there's a third market, let's call it for help you curb appeal, help you sell your house quickly, right? Nobody wants a roof with moss and stuff like that on it. But we talk about a market dominating position for a roofer would be, I'm calling it the reputable roofer. Like we would only want to help a reputable roofers, right? We only work with reputable business owners. We're not going to deal with the crook type, right? So one of the great strategies for this leads into the marketing message, which leads into the lead magnet. I know you're the copyright expert on that, which is almost, let's call it I've done this before, called it like a code of ethics marketing, right? So you would be, and this work for any type of contractor, right? HVAC guy, financial advisor, lawn guy, right? That there's kind of a code of ethics. Here's what to expect from us, right? And in that, what you're talking about, your market dominating position is exactly that. That we do everything above board, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going so some examples of what I'm trying to think of. And so you might put together your market dominating position and your lead magnet, which would be, everything's above board. We're transparency. We're bonded. We're insured. Your deposit.
Sorry. No, please finish.
You have a reasonable deposit. It's not overwhelming. So what have you seen in the past? I've seen it where they demand a really large deposit and they disappear for several months, right? Whether it be a contractor, a roofer, whoever, right?
And understandably, they do need a deposit,
right?
In fairness, because they want people to have skin in the game at the end. Oh, I don't have the money. They don't want to run into that. But I also think having a unique process that is very different from other roofers. So how do you have a unique process? I mean, this is processes are a big thing, but so you might say, okay, our unique process is, remove the roof. Everybody's got to remove the old roof, right?
Right.
Then
but back up though. So I'm really talking about before we even get to that. I'm talking about like a code of ethics. Like for each one of my employees, we do a background check.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
We got a reputable Better Business Bureau reputation.
We don't hire any subs. That can be a very.
We don't have any subs. We got reference. We got our little book with reference letters already in here with phone numbers and names of people you can call, right? We all wear, not a uniform, but, the people that interact with the clients are well-dressed and well-behaved. So you could have like this whole list of things, and then you could get into the crooked stuff exists. Like we said, too large of a deposit and they disappear for several months. You're right. You need some sort of deposit, and you can explain that in your code of ethics. Hey, we need a 25% deposit because we got to make the material down payment, yada, yada, yada. But we promise to be here within 7 days. So whatever you think is crooked in the industry, right? That you're just, all you have to do is be better than that in your code of ethics. So before we even talk about how you actually do the roof, I'm talking about these are the things that we do that we're above board, that show you how, good we are.
Yeah.
Right?
And I wasn't necessarily talking about how sometimes if you show people a unique process before you've even signed them as a client, okay, here's what we do that's different. Like
absolutely.
We magnetize the entire yard to make sure there's no nails or anything to poke holes in your tires. And that may sound crazy, but believe it or not, it's a common thing that you get nails in your tires when there's roofers around. So you have a unique process that's unique to you alone. You clean up or all the things. And that's part of your code of ethics that we're concerned about your property, and it's part of our code of ethics. That can be, it's a unique selling proposition. And that's what everybody needs one. You don't need 10 unique selling propositions.
No, and you make the great point. So right there, you could just call it your unique process. Exactly right. The Dave roofing process is, we do this, and then when we clean up when we leave, and we, like you said, check for lost nails with our magnet, metal detector, and we have the code of ethics. So it's like just those two things alone would differentiate you from 95% of roofers in the world, just by having a little code of ethics and a little your Dave method of we clean up and make sure there are no nails. Like even just that, like different is better. It doesn't have to be different, better. It just has to be different is better, right?
Exactly.
That could be your unique position, right? So, we got BBB, the Better Business Bureau ratings. We screen our people. We got reference letters, right? We got a lot of before and after pictures to add credibility, workmanship and craftsmanships. Like you talked about your procedures, our process itself, the materials you could differentiate. We use high quality materials, customer satisfaction survey. So a great tool. I'm already jumping ahead. For one of the strategies we've used and talked about in the past is a customer satisfaction survey at the end, right? So you could use this for this is the way we like to use it, two different ways. One would be a satisfaction survey. So you could actually use those numbers in your marketing materials. We have a 4.8 star rating on Google, right?
Yeah.
A Google review, get all your clients to do Google review. But remember, we also talked about this as a referral strategy. Are you planning on any other home projects in the next year, right? And in that same survey, you would ask that question, which then you could use for a joint venture, which was, you planning on working on your deck, you planning on any landscaping, you planning on redoing your kitchen, bathroom, or basement, right? And all those could be joint venture partners of yours. I'm already jumping ahead, sorry, of a strategy.
But no, it really fits because remember, a business is a big complete thing. So yeah, you're doing these things on the front end so that the back end opportunities are there. So why are you doing a survey? Because you want to see if you open other doors. I do have a brother-in-law who has a roofing business in the Atlanta area, and he also does kitchens and baths. So naturally, if he were trying to say, hey, do you have a kitchen project or a siding project? Another thing he does siding. Do you have any other projects that might, hey, by the way, I noticed your T111 siding is kind of, bowing out here. I mean, have you ever considered hardy board siding or whatever they say? I mean, if you're not just a roofer, now if all you do is roofing, that's great. And it's really good to be a specialty. But when you see something, we'll use the TSA thing. When you see something, say something. You see something wrong on the outside of their house, you tell them, you say, hey, I've got a,
it's a perfect joint venture opportunity. And that's going to be, we jumped ahead. That's actually getting our second thing. So let's go back. So now we got our marketing message. Let's call it our code of ethics or how to choose a roofer, right? So then you could actually work the neighborhood, right? So you have a job in my neighborhood, and you could have the postcards or door hangers, whatever you want to call them. And it's basically kind of your idea guide / I got a little postcard I'm looking in front of me. Here's one I've done for a client. There's a reason roofing contractors can't be trusted, right? And that's the little thing. And then on the back is your little checklist right here. You need somebody that has a code of ethics that includes blah, blah, blah. And of course you check off all those boxes, right? How to choose a roofer basically is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. You're going to throw rocks at your enemies. Yes. The entire list is you throwing rocks. And of course, the only rocks you throw are the ones that you're really good at overcoming those objections.
Right. Another one would be, need a new roof, faulty workmanship, and protect yourself from faulty workmanship and contractor fraud, right? Boom. We get around this by having a code of ethics and our unique Dave process.
Yeah.
Right?
And we only hire our own employees as roofers. There's all sorts of different things.
So now what are you doing? You are working the neighborhood. So that's one strategy. You're working the neighbors, right? And then you're delivering a message, the market dominating position of, we can be trusted. We have the code of ethics. We have our own unique process, right? So that's like a double whammy right there. You're working the neighborhood. Hey, we're in your neighborhood, and this is what to look for when picking out a roofer, right? Then you could offer on top of there, right, the free inspection. I've seen a lot of guys offer the free inspection. Can we check for hail damage, check for roof damage, check for leak damage, right? You could offer that. You could offer, I've seen free gutter cleaning. I've seen discounted gutter cleaning. So I've seen, for $250, we'll clean out your gutters, right? Which is really just enough to cover a guy and a ladder to come around your house and pull it out. But what's he really doing? He's kind of inspecting the roof when he does it. So it's kind of a lost leader, but it gets you goodwill with $250. So my dad didn't have to climb up on the roof and check out, I'll pay for that. That's a reasonable, right?
So back up to when you called it a lost leader, you mentioned the word lead magnet before. A lost leader is a lead magnet. If you can acquire, a client typically at a break even, meaning you've acquired many companies, okay, when will, like, including Walmart and you name it. I mean, any companies, they have one product that they advertise that brings you in the door. That product may not make them any money. In fact, that product may cost them money with the cost of the ad. So you've got this thing that brings them in, the lost leader, but they know you're gonna spend money in other areas. So it's okay to do gutter cleaning if you get the roof job. Especially, I actually think that is one of my favorite ideas that I've used in the past, in the sense of you are getting paid, and so people pay attention when they pay money, right? So you're getting paid to go clean the gutters. You're doing a service. You're doing it at a reasonable rate. I think it was $250 is the number I've been using.
because that's enough for, like I said, a guy on a ladder to spend a couple hours, right? You're actually probably going to make money on that deal, but you get a firsthand inspection. It's a little more juice than the free inspection, right? Like if you put the free inspection for me, I'm going to be like, whatever, right? But literally I'm looking out my window right now. I need the gutters cleaned. I would pay you $250 to come and clean my gutters, which gives you the chance to inspect my roof and say, oh, looks like you got a leak, or this could be a leak, or the flashing needs to be redone around this. You would have that opportunity because you're on my roof, yet I actually paid you. You're getting paid to do your prospecting, right?
Precisely.
So that's 3 ideas in one. You're working the neighborhood, right? You're doing the door hangers, let's call them door hangers, postcards, whatever to call them. And your marketing message can be, avoid, faulty contractor fraud. It could be, how to choose a roofer. We're in the neighborhood, we're in the neighborhood doing your neighbors. If you need work, here's how to choose a good roofer. It could be hey, we're in the neighborhood, we're doing gutter gutter cleaning for $250 the week we're here.
This episode is, okay, 5 ways to grow your business after the shutdown, right? Well, we're talking about after the shutdown. Let's say you have no business right now.
Yes.
So you go to a printer and you get some door hangers done. You can be working within 1 week. We're talking about how to grow your business right away after a shutdown. Now, if you want to run Facebook ads and a lot of, ads, that's great. Those work. They wouldn't be expensive if they didn't work, but everybody's doing that right now. My friend Max always used to say, you got to be the thumb and not the finger, because you got 4 fingers, but you want to be the thumb. You want to stand out. So door hangers work. I know a lot of roofers use door hangers, but a lot of people, they get busy and they stop doing the door hangers.
Works so well, I quit using it.
It's summer. Send your son out or your daughter out and have them hang these. And even if it's a gutter cleaning, it's unique.
It's unique. Well, let's go. I was just thinking out loud. So let's look out. What would you do if you're a landscaper? Free edging, free trimming, or $50 trimming, or I don't know, rake up your, not when you have leaves, we're kind of past the season, rake up your leaves could have been for $100 or something,
And let's say you have a landscaper who is a friend. Ask him to hang a door hanger with a unique phone number on it or a unique web address, and then do a joint venture with him on, in other words, get them to hang. And you see what I'm saying? You have so many options when it comes to marketing, because the landscaper or the guy cutting the lawn is there every day. Get the things on the door, however possible.
Well, that goes into, so we're jumping ahead, but we'll go right into it. So we already talked about I call it radius marketing campaign. So kind of work in the neighborhood you're already in, right? This would be a great one going back to, let's talk about joint venture. So we're talking about here in joint venturing. So let's go back to our past clients, and we've already done a roof on them, and we're doing a client survey. You could kind of say, how did we do kind of thing? What'd you like? What didn't we like? How could we improve our business? And go back to your old clients. Any other home projects you're going to do, right? This could be an email campaign that could be to past clients. Again, we're trying to get you going right now. You got nothing. You could send out an email campaign for gutter cleaning, $250. A door hanger campaign, surely you got some sort of business, $250 gutter cleaning, right? You could do the survey of your old clients. What other projects are you going to be doing in the next 6 months to a year, right? Use that as a joint venture opportunity that, hey, I got back and I got 5 people that are looking to, we're going to pressure wash me personally. I'm going to pressure wash my back porch and restain it, right?
When you bring up pressure washing, I want to pause you there for a minute, because I want to use a pressure washer guy as a example. So there's a guy I know who's got a pressure washing business, and he pressure washes the gunk off of roofs. I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, from the pine trees and stuff. So he goes up on the roof. Well, I said, here's what you need to do. I said, I'm going to tell you one way that's going to increase your business exponentially without you doing more work. He's like, how are you going to do that? Well, I said, when you're on the roof, make sure you know 2 or 3 roofers. So as you start pressure washing, you see a lot of the whatever, those little particles that are part of the shingles, they start going down into the gutter, and you see the roof kind of needs to be replaced. You get off the ladder, you say, Mrs. Smith, I know somebody, I notice your roof may need to be replaced in the near future. I've got a couple of friends. Would you like me to send somebody to you for a reference? And all of a sudden you might get a $500 referral. So
Yep.
you've got opportunities in any business. So I just took the opposite approach from the roofer. Now let's say you're the roofer and you don't do the pressure washing, and you're on the roof doing the inspection. You say, look, you don't need a new roof. What you need is a pressure washer guy. And I know a guy can come and pressure wash your roof, and you can get a referral from him. There's all sorts of ways in joint.
So I got a whole list in here, right? I've brainstormed, 20 people to joint venture with, right? So if I'm a roofer, it goes back to your pressure washer. Actually, that's not even on my list. I'm going to add that to my list. All right. So pressure washer.
21 now.
Yeah. 21. Closet remodeler. So I've got a guy that does closets, kitchen remodelers, flooring, landscape architects, plumbers, plumbing supply, hot tub, pool supply, realtor, right? A gazebo builder who's kind of a porch, somebody who does siding, somebody who does windows, fence, somebody who builds fences, somebody who builds greenhouses, HVAC guy, home inspection guy, right? Because they inspect your house before you buy it.
Paving contractor, the guy who do pavers.
Pavers, painters, the cleaners, like usually before you come and move into a new house, they'll have a deep clean where you'll pay somebody to come in and do a deep clean of the house. That'd be a good person. Right? Mortgage lenders, right? So you're buying a new house. Hey, I've got a deal for, if you need a roof. Lighting people that come in are fixing up their basements or redoing the lighting in their house. Already said HVAC. So that's pretty good. That's like a list of like, I don't know if it was 21 or not, but it was pretty close.
Seamless gutter guys, gutter, they do the seamless gutters. They do the gutter caps. They keep this stuff out of the gutters. There's so many joint venture opportunities that.
Yeah. What would you do? You do anything we just talked about, right? So you might do a survey and ask, you got any projects you're working on? You might approach the power washer and offer him to share your past customer list. Hey, let's send out, I'm going to offer your services to my customers and say, hey, I got a new buddy that does pressure washing. Would you like, I'll send it out to all my clients. You can give them to prospects that didn't sign up with you, right? That you did a bid on. Let the pressure washer guy use that, right? You can endorse their business. You can offer a coupon or discount that the pressure washer can give out, right? The $250 gutter thing, right?
Yeah.
So there's just many ways you can get the joint ventures. And this is coming out right now, right? Coming out of the shutdown. We got time, we got capacity. Let's fill it up, right? Now it's a matter, in my mind, if I'm a roofer and I don't have the business, I got plenty of capacity. So what are the ways that I'm going to fill up capacity? So I'm going to do joint ventures. I'm going to be the door hangers. I'm going to have, that's the two things. What kind of offers am I going to make to get my capacity back up to speed?
Yeah. And you don't have to, nothing has to be perfect. I mean, a lot of people get business by printing a black and white flyer. I think a lot of people spend too much energy and thought on trying to present the perfect image. I get it. If you're a roofer and you're trying to get a $25,000 roofing job on a 5,000 square foot house, probably don't want to be printing a black and white flyer. I mean, I get it. Okay. But you could use Vistaprint and print something really nice, and we don't get paid by Vistaprint to say their name on our show, but it's just an example. There are a lot of things you can do nowadays to make something really nice.
And this goes into, so now we're talking about how to get, more conversions, better conversions. So, I forget, it was Chet Holmes, I think, was one of the business guys. And, I've seen this pyramid several times. There's only 3% of the population that's ready to buy your product today. The other 97% will probably need you in the future, and they're open to it. So that's where you always drip on them. So you can put together your drip campaign with your past clients, right? And so now you got a monthly newsletter that's the theme of the month, right? And in the theme of the month, you could highlight your joint venture partners, right? So now I'm the roofer. I just did your roof, Dave. I'm probably not going to see you in 20 years, but I could keep you on my drip list, right? And have a monthly newsletter that highlights my joint venture partners, pressure wash your porch, pressure wash your driveway, 5 different pressure washer things to increase the value of your house. Why? Because I got a pressure washer dude, right?
Yeah.
Redo your back porch, redo your painting, freshen up your kitchen by painting the cabinets because I got a paint cabinet lady, right? So you could have your own drip campaign and every month have a theme with one of your joint venture partners. And now you're staying in touch with them. So if there's an opportunity for a joint venture, and of course you're in front of that. So if any of his or her neighbors need a roof, you've got your drip campaign.
And by the way, this is where in your drip campaign, this is where Every business is a personality-based business. I can't say it any other way. Every business is personality-based. So what you want to do in your drip campaign, let's say you like grilling out. You might have like every month, so you've given this like whatever, but on the lower right-hand corner, you've got grilling tips. And it has, because that's you. You're the grilling guy or the grilling person. And you've got some grilling tips that maybe most people don't even know. And so you give those every time. So what happens is they start looking forward to your newsletter and they'll read some of it. They might not read all of it. Sometimes people will read just for your grilling tips.
Right, right.
And then they feel like they have something in common with you because people like to do business with people they like.
Yeah,
So
it's like a reciprocity. You gave me, you get reciprocity. You gave me a good cooking tip. I'm looking out for you, right? Well, I was even saying, you and I are into automation and stuff, right? So you could actually pre-write an email that had, every time a storm comes through Atlanta, you send this email out to all your clients. Hey, we got this free inspection of roof damage after a storm, blah, blah. Or we've got, clean up your yard special because you got a guy. We've got clean out your gutters because they might have had stuff in them after the storm, right? But you could pre-make that email that every time a storm comes through your town, you press send to all your old customers, click, click, click. And that's an immediate opportunistic campaign because nothing happened to me, but my neighbor's house, a tree fell on it and he needs a new roof, right? And so you could have these automatic campaigns that said, every time there's a storm, here's what we're sending out, right?
And I want to pause here for a minute because a lot of people, if somebody's watching this, they may be taking for granted or they're listening to this. They might say, well, I'm really busy. I don't have time for all that, all the drip campaign and stuff like that. And the reality is, if you had the list now, let's say you've been in business 5 years, 10 years. How many people have you talked to in that period of time that could be on that list? It could be thousands of people. So the storm goes by and you hit send and you send out an advertisement, technically an ad, to a targeted list of thousands of people. And all of a sudden you've got business right away. So to say you don't have time for that, I'd say the cost of not doing this is far more extreme than the amount of time. It really takes a commitment. And if it takes a commitment to your business long-term, not just today. If all you're focused on today, you'll be in your mid-60s and you'll still be focusing on today and you'll figure out you don't have enough money for tomorrow when you're in your 60s. You've got to start this stuff so that as you go through business, you've got this back end that becomes the business itself.
Well, it becomes, let's go back to our mastermind group, right? So let's say we have a mastermind that has a roofer and a landscaper and a pressure washer guy and a painter and a, back porch guy, a handyman guy, home remodeler who does kitchens. That's a great mastermind group. And now you're actually putting these strategies in action with each other, right?
Yeah.
So you're upsell, I'm going back to one of my strategies, upsell or cross sell, right? Or we talk about price bundlings, put on a new roof and we pressure wash your house. Right? Boom. That's business for both you and the pressure washer, right? Sure. That's much better than just the roofer who does the roof, right?
And you could be paying the pressure washing person. Literally, you get the roof, and rather than you're not, it wasn't a referral, but you offer the free pressure washing. So instead of this came without a referral, so you have your buddy, you're paying him instead of a referral, and boom, you both make money. And it works the opposite direction too. Look,
that's part of the bundling process, right? So to me, that's the bundling and the pricing, right? So you're going to offer a premium price, but in there is the, pressure wash your house when we're done. It's the magnetic, make sure there are no nails. It's the pressure wash your driveway when you're done. And so now every time you're doing a roof, you've got a job for your pressure washing buddy, and you're both making money on that, right? And so now you're not being compared with the roofer. You're charging an extra $3, $4, $5 grand because you have your unique process, which includes looking for all the lost nails with your metal finder and pressure washing your house and driveway. Boom. Now you can't even compete. You're a head and shoulders above the normal roofer. And you got your code of ethics that everybody does X, Y, Z, and we do everything above board and transparent. Now you're really kicking booty compared to a normal roofer.
Yeah, and these are things to make it so you're not playing the roller coaster ride. So what normally happens is you get 3 jobs, you get them done in a week. The next 2 weeks you're chasing business. Then you get 3 jobs, you get them done. you're chasing business again. You want it so that you just do those 3 jobs, 5 jobs, 6 jobs every week, week after week after week, you and your buddy. And
Right. And the final thing I mentioned, we're almost out of time, I know, but I was like an internship this summer, right? So we're here in summertime, an internship, and you kind of mentioned it before. You could have the kids put together the doorknob mailers and go and hang them. You could teach a teenage kid, because I know teenage kids who do construction. You could teach a teenage kid how to do the gutter inspection, the gutter cleanup, or at least the basic gutter. Put them together with a older guy, old guy, young guy. But I'm saying we've got labor right now with summer interns. These kids do not have summer jobs this year. It's really hard to get a job this summer if you're a kind of a college kid, teenager, high school kid, right? You could put these guys to work to do your marketing for you, to do the door hangers, to do the free inspections, to do the gutter cleaning, to find joint venture partners and just call all the pressure washers in town, right? Call all the painters in town, right? And to put together a drip email campaign. These kids are much more tech savvy than you as adults, who can help you put together the drip marketing campaign and offer all your past clients pressure washing, and all the pressure washing clients a free gutter, a $250 gutter cleaner, right? So we have an abundance of labor right now. In the next 30, 60, 90 days, we have an abundance of inexpensive labor. And
if you don't think door hangers work, AT&T, and I'm not promoting AT&T, like them or hate them, it doesn't matter. They were literally out in our neighborhood hanging, sign up for their services, door hangers through an entire neighborhood. So if it didn't work, AT&T wouldn't be doing it. Door hangers work. Why? Because look, in your mailbox, people throw it out right away. If it's on the door, for some reason, people read it. And when they read it, when they get their Amazon package, most people don't go out the front door,
Right.
And it hits the floor, and they pick it up.
That's probably better than a postcard, right? A lot of times you just throw the postcard away, but if it's on your door.
Much better than a postcard, because you got to pick it up and you're going to read it. And the headline is everything, makes you read it. So
this is great. So this is what you and I do in our mastermind group. Dave, you and I are starting a mastermind group. Love to get guys in there. If you guys want to apply, you reach out to Matt at Profitability MD and Dave at Profitability MD. We can have a call to see if you'd be a good fit or not. But this is the type of stuff we do in the mastermind group. So a combination of, in the mastermind group, let's put together your whole program, right? A market dominated position, how to get more leads, how to get more conversions, transactions, price bundling, and more profits, right? If we put a mastermind together with businesses that complement you, right? So now all of a sudden you would have joint venture partners, right? So you could have a mastermind group with the roofer and the painter and the pressure washer, right? And now you guys can be your own joint venture partners, right? You get the knowledge of their business, you get the referrals from their business. That could be a great strength, right? So these are the type of things. I just wanted to give them an example of, what do we do for clients? This is what we do for clients. What do you do in your mastermind group? We do this. We do this for your business.
And look, I don't want to say we're so good at it, but look, if you are accepted into our mastermind group, here's what I will guarantee you. You'll at least double in profit what you paid to get in the group. You'll double that, guaranteed. Or we'll give your money back. It's not about your fee. And I say, we'll give your money back, because you'll more than double. We can just show you in tax savings alone how to more than cover that.
Any of these strategies, it's really quite common. We believe business is a system, and it's a system that can be learned, and it's a system that can be taught. And in the mastermind group, we go through the system and we go through the process. And create it. It's going to customize towards your business, right? Your market dominating position might be different than another roofer's, but we can come up with them. And I just use roofers as an example today, because you could substitute any service business, HVAC, landscape, pressure washer, painter, handyman. In this process that we just ran through, this would work, and it does work for any type of service type providers. So,
and it works for products too. I mean, and if you're saying right now, well, sure, you guys are establishing business. Look, I'm starting a brand new company right now in dog food. I don't know anything about dog food other than I feed it to my dogs. But it's the same processes that I'm putting in place to launch something, and it's the same thing you'll learn in the mastermind. That's why I've been a part of mastermind groups for that reason, because you learn the processes, and all you have to do is insert a product or a service into these processes, and you can grow a very successful, profitable business.
Absolutely. So that was today's show, was 5 ways to grow your business coming out of the shutdown. We talked about market dominating position and 5 ways to grow your business: more leads, more transactions, the conversions,
yep.
pricing, which is really bundling, and then kind of your profits, which the internship, we have an abundance of labor, right? And we talked about inside of these, the upsell, downsells, drip campaigns, doorknob campaigns, market dominating position, joint venture opportunities. I mean, that's a lot of information we really covered today. But any and all those are just, especially coming out of this shutdown. I mean, you got to get back to work, and you got to start setting your own plan and your own strategy to get going. Don't just sit around waiting for the bat phone to ring. Used to work with a guy, and what was his marketing campaign? Just wait for the phone to ring. That's not a good marketing strategy, right? That's not how you grow your business.
It could be if you've got a lot of advertising out there, but if you're just sitting there waiting for the phone to ring, it's not a good one. So.
But this was good. I really appreciate it. This was a good stuff. Reach out to me and Dave, profitabilitymd.com. You want to apply for our mastermind group, send an email to Matt@ProfitabilityMD or Dave@ProfitabilityMD. We got our YouTube channel. We got obviously this podcast, anywhere where you get your podcasts. You can hook up with me, Matt Hudgens, over at LinkedIn. I got another coaching website, 10x profitblueprint.com. Sorry, I never get my own website right. And Dave, we got Dave Mulvaney at LinkedIn, and then you've got
davidmulvaney.com. My website's easy because I'll never forget it.
But seriously, I mean, this is the type of stuff. Mastermind groups are great, and mastermind groups are a great place to put together strategies, to put together tactics, to bounce ideas off other business owners. It's a great place to meet joint venture partners, right? We always talk about in mastermind groups, they're not your customers, but they certainly could be your partners.
Yep.
Right? You don't join a mastermind group because I want to sell my stuff to all these people, but you could join it, and you'll likely end up doing joint venture deals with people you like and and trust that you learn through these groups. Yeah. So reach out to us, Matt@ProfitabilityMD.com, Dave at ProfitabilityMD.com. This was good stuff, man.
All right. It was a good show. All right, Matt. We'll talk soon.
See ya.